All right, in this episode of Fiverr Talks, we're going to be talking about the Fiverr app. If you didn't know, Fiverr has a great app for your phone and your platform. It'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on in your seller account and something you need to download and be aware of today. That's right, today we're talking all about the Fiverr app for your phone, something that I've found really handy and useful to keep myself up to date with my gigs and projects as I'm out and about, because the last thing I want to do as a freelancer or somebody who runs my own business or works for myself or wherever you find yourself is be tied to a computer all the time. You need to keep up to date with your gigs, with your projects, with your notifications, but you don't want to sit at a computer all day long like a robot. You want to keep track of those things in a way that's manageable for you. And I think the app is a really great way to do that. Now, I'll say up front that if you've been a seller on Fiverr for any amount of time, you've seen the app, like I have, grow a lot. It's gotten so much better over the years. It used to be really tough to navigate. In fact, today, there's a little seller button at the top where you can turn on and off from seller mode to buyer mode. So if you're looking to buy services, it's a really cool way to do that, and it doesn't mess with your seller account or anything. But if you're selling and you're focused on your sales and your projects and keeping up, you can keep it in seller mode, and everything is centered around that. So I thought what I would do today is talk about some of the greatest benefits or the most useful features that I see in the app, and then we talk about some frustrating issues. These are some things that are not just design flaws, but they're ongoing issues that I've seen that have made life a little more difficult, and even things I know other people have experienced, other Fiverr sellers have experienced in the app over time that you should probably know about. So first and foremost, I want to go over the frustrating things first so that we can end on a high note. So you know that this is, my overall opinion is, hey, thumbs up. This is a great app. It's a great tool. It's necessary. If you're going to have a world-class online platform for buyers and sellers, it has to be on the phone. And before we get into the features and things of that nature about the app, the first thing I want to say is that realize as a seller, a large majority, I believe more than 50%, are going to be purchasing your services, interacting with you, and accepting deliveries and everything through the app. Not everybody's going to be on a computer. I know it's weird for me because I do very little actual work on a phone. My phone is like quick reference. You know, if I'm out away from my computer, I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be doing anything. So I know I'm a little odd because I spend so much time in front of a computer, but many people use their computers like phones. And so realize that everything you do is going into that app. So make sure that you look at what you're offering, your thumbnails, the way it displays. Look at your own gigs on the app because your buyers will be looking on the app. That is a huge part of the sales process and kind of converting through the app. And a lot of people use it, you know, through the gig process for notifications and messages. So just be aware of that. So let's start with some of the frustrating issues about the Fiverr app. The first one I want to mention is a loading problem. There are times when the app loads incredibly slow. And this is not just like I've had this problem recently. This is something that I've had a problem with for years, a couple years. In particular, the worst offender is the Fiverr inbox. Now, I really would love to pull out my phone and do some cool screenshots of this, but because of the privacy of my customers and my backside dashboard and all the stats and stuff in there, I don't really want to show that. So we're just going to talk about it. It's very simple stuff. But there has been a huge problem with loading the inbox for a long time, meaning sometimes you open the app, you go to the inbox, and that little pinwheel just sits there and spins and spins and spins. And a lot of times I'll have to close out of the app, open it back up, try again, try it 3 or 4 times before I can even get the inbox to load. The reason that's a problem is because that's one of the only reasons I use the Fiverr app is to open it up, check my messages, respond to people. So if that inbox isn't loading, or if it's taking forever to load, or if I have to close the app like 10 times for it to load, it's lost its intended purpose. So that's a frustration. It's not a deal breaker because it still can be loaded most of the time without a huge issue. It's an annoyance. It's a frustration. The other thing that I really find annoying about the app is that the ability to attach things is there. The ability to attach, let's say, a form that I have saved to my phone, a Word document, or something from Dropbox, things like, it's not there. I've tried to attach things before. It's a pain. In fact, the only way that I've gotten around this is by like copying Dropbox links on my phone through the Dropbox app and then pasting them into a message in the Fiverr app. Kind of a frustration, a workaround. I feel like attaching things, it's 2020. I feel like attaching things on our phone should be easier. I just feel like the app is a little lacking in that regard, attaching things, documents, files, maybe a logo, something like that. It's a little too hard. I think it should be easier, and I think it just doesn't work that well. The other problem I have with the Fiverr app is, and this is my last gripe, is that not every feature works in the Fiverr app. So, for instance, if you send a resolution to someone, let's say you need to extend a timeline, and you send a resolution to someone, when you click on that, when that is under resolution and you try to click on that, it doesn't open in the app. It tries to open it in the mobile browser. Here's another one. If you have a milestone project, which I personally don't like, but Fiverr has been trying to get going for a while, where essentially you offer a monetary value for each milestone. So like, I wrote a script, I recorded a voiceover, and you're delivering each milestone, getting approval from your customer throughout the process. You can't view milestone projects in the app. That to me is just absurd, that if they're going to offer that, it has to be supported by the app, but it's not, which is another reason I've never used Milestone Project and never will. It's just annoying. So those are the three frustrating issues I found with the app. The inbox is the biggest one. It's huge to me. I think it should be fixed, but take heart. There are useful features. There are really great things that I think you should use the app primarily for. Like I said, I don't think you can or should try to do everything on the app. Be aware that buyers use the app, but sellers, I think, are better suited on the desktop version, on a laptop, on a computer. But some of the great, most useful features of the app, my favorite, is that when you open it up, it's got all your stats right in front of you, all your standards to maintain. You can hit the drop down and find out, here's what I need to do with my journey to the next level. If you're trying to get to level 2, top rated, whatever it is, it's got all those stats there. It'll tell you your percentages in the 3 categories, your delivery time, your response rate, your completion percentage, all very important to keep track of. It's the very first thing you see, along with your numbers for the month, your sales, your current earnings in the Fiverr queue, the balance. And of course, you can withdraw money right there in the app. I often do that because it's easier and quicker. Just hit that withdraw button, verify it in the email, boom, boom, boom. I use my PayPal app to send it over. I can do it all on my phone. That's amazing. So these little features that are right there at your fingers, the way it's organized, I really like that. I like that a lot. And of course, you can see notifications and stuff like that. And I really do appreciate the fact that even on the app, you can mark notifications and inbox messages as unread. So you can take a glance at something on your phone and think, I need to respond to that on a computer. Mark it unread, so when you get back to your computer, you're reminded to go and read it. So I love that. Great features, great layout. It's all right there at your fingertips. The other thing I love is that you have access to all your quick responses. So if you're pulling up your messages, you're trying to keep your response rate quick. You're trying to make sure you respond to everybody within 24 hours in your inbox, like you should. If you didn't watch our video on that, go back and watch it. But you have access to all your quick responses. So if you spend time crafting quick responses, which we're going to talk about in a later video, you can really respond quickly on your phone, maybe with a few modifications here or there to the message, or one that's most appropriate. And you don't have to sit there and type it on your phone all day long. Use those quick responses. They're all available in the app. So that's a great thing. And then finally, one thing that I use the app for all the time is checking on my gig timelines, looking back and saying, okay, how long do I have to deliver on this one? I may be out doing something and maybe realize that I only have a few hours to deliver on something. And another feature that I think is useful, but I don't personally use, is you can get push notifications. When people send you messages, you get notifications. When people, respond on an order page, you can get a notification. Those are helpful if you're trying to maintain your response rates and be quicker. It might even be better than a computer because it's telling you somebody sent a message, go respond. So some really, really great features. A few frustrations, a lot of things I really like. If you haven't already, download the Fiverr app, give it a try. And like I said, use it for all it's worth, but don't lean on it too much. Don't try to do too much on it. Do the hard work on your desktop, the laptop, because honestly, you're going to be more focused and more proficient in that area. Make sure that you're not leaving typos and saying weird things when you're typing on your phone's little keyboard. Use the phone for what it is, a way to check in, hold you over until you get back to your machine so you can do your actual work. And I think it'll really help you out along the way as a seller. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video and for being a part of the Fiverr Talks community. If you have questions, if you have feedback, if you have info, leave it down below in the comments. A lot of people read these comments who are trying to learn and grow as sellers, and that's what we're trying to do. Not just fill you up with information from me, but as a community grow in our knowledge. So make sure you share those things. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified every time I put out a new video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You don't want to miss it. As always, my name is Joel Young. I'm a top-rated seller on Fiverr. User DJ Young. I really appreciate you being here. And as always, continue doing, because the future favors the doers.